What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool video where we will analyze the Liverpool Bournemouth for a brilliant 3-1 victory after Liverpool went 1-0 down after 3 minutes. I was dreading the worst, and by the way, sorry if this video is a little bit late. I visited my father who is still recovering from a really bad stroke, so I apologize that this video is a little bit late, but I watched the game's extended highlights and I can say that Liverpool, after the red card, it was a really brilliant performance, and as Dominic Szoboszlai, the new Hungarian superstar of Liverpool, was voted the man of the match. But Liverpool started the game so badly. I mean, we conceded 2 goals in the first 3 minutes. Thankfully, the first one after 1 minute was disallowed for a marginal offside, but still, the second one, Trent Alexander miscontrols the ball, he loses it on the edge of his own box. That's a really dreadful mistake from a very experienced player, and he should be leading by example, but thankfully Trent made up for that by a really good performance after that shambolic error, giving the ball away around his own box, and Semenyo made a he took full advantage of that. But after that, Liverpool really galvanized themselves and Luis Diaz scored a brilliant equalizer. The way he took the ball down and then he half scissor kicks or half bicycle kicks it into the corner was absolutely brilliant. And then it was the Dominic Szoboszlai show. His performance, honestly, was absolutely brilliant. He completed the most dribbles on his midfield debut, the most passes completed, 65, 5 duels won, 4 long balls completed, 5 recoveries, and he also won a penalty, bamboozling his defender twice, and in the second time he sticks out a leg, Szoboszlai falls over. It was a soft penalty, but I think it was a penalty because the defender sticks his leg out, and the attacker doesn't have to jump over the defender's leg. He can fall over it, and it's a penalty. And also one shot that led to the Jota goal in the second half was absolutely brilliant. But Mo Salah missed his penalty after missing a penalty against Bournemouth in the first game, but thankfully the rebound luckily falls back to Salah, who slots it home. So in the end, Dominic Szoboszlai's winning the penalty actually resulted in Liverpool going 2-1 up at halftime. And then we have to talk about the Alexis McAllister red card, because I think it was a coming together between McAllister and maybe Christie of Bournemouth, and they are both going for the ball, and it's not even full force. Alexis McAllister is not even sliding in, he's just sticking his leg out, and the Bournemouth player just gets to the ball a fraction earlier, and they kick their balls, their foot into each other. But Alexis McAllister was slightly late. It's a yellow card, but because the referee gave the red card, VAR can't overturn it because it's not a clear and obvious error, which is absolutely ridiculous. And now if Alexis McAllister gets banned for 3 games, there is no justice in English football, and I keep saying the English referees are just not good enough. Thankfully, the Dominic Szoboszlai show continued in the second half as he runs past so many Bournemouth players, and the way that he plays, I have to be honest, he reminds me so much of Steven Gerrard in his younger years, and he's only 22 years old. Imagine how good he will be when he reaches his full peak performance at 27, 28. If he's this good at 22 years old, of course I don't want to put too much pressure on him or don't want to overhype him, but the Liverpool fans are already hyping him up. We have an absolute gem on our hands, and for £60 million he looks like a bargain, because he sometimes was the best player on the pitch, and I'm really happy about it. As a fellow Hungarian, it makes me so proud that now one of Liverpool's best players is from Hungary, just like myself. And Dominic Szoboszlai's shot gets slightly defected, but still Neto should have done better with it. He parries the ball, and then Jota slots it home after the goalkeeper's, the ball slips through his fingers, parries it to Jota, and Jota slots it home 3-1. And the game would be over if it wasn't for the McAllister red card. But that gave Bournemouth some encouragement. They brought on 2 attackers, Kluivert and Kiefer Moore, and Liverpool tried to shut up shop. Trent Alexander-Arnold got a knock on his leg, which is a little bit worrying. and Harvey Elliott also came on, and then we substituted Salah for Nunez and Luis Diaz for Tsimikas, trying to shore up the game. Bournemouth had some chances in the last few minutes, had some attacks that were dangerous, but Liverpool overall dominated the game. We had 64% possession, 3 expected goals to Bournemouth's 1.3, so the result is actually a fair reflection of how the game went. Liverpool had a whopping 26 shots, 10 of them on target. We also had 4 big chances. But the worrying thing is, at Anfield, Bournemouth still had 13 shots, 3 big chances, but thankfully they missed all of their big chances and they scored from one of their chances. But yes, Liverpool actually dominated the game apart from the last 25 minutes or 20 minutes. But that was understandable that Bournemouth got a little bit more of the ball, but thankfully Liverpool didn't concede. Endo, I thought, had a really good performance. I will watch a highlight reel of Endo in particular because I can't really comment too much on his performance because as I said, I was driving back from where my father lives from another city, so during the game I was in the car, but I watched the extended highlights and Endo was really tidy, and Jurgen Klopp said that they don't think the Alexis McAllister red card is actually a red card, and it looks like Liverpool will appeal that decision. But I think now that McAllister is suspended, Endo has to start against Newcastle and he will put in hopefully a really brilliant performance. And thankfully Bajcetic was on the bench as well. We just need Thiago to come back and then we will have a lot of options, but hopefully Liverpool will get another midfielder in before transfer deadline. There is still 12 days left of the transfer window, and of course Endo will need some time to get up to the speed and pace of the Premier League. And you know what, we shouldn't judge Endo on this cameo performance. He had 1 training session with Liverpool 4 days ago. We didn't even approach Stuttgart that we want to sign Endo. So 4 days ago Endo was, living a calm life in Stuttgart, and then his whole life was upside down. He signed for one of the biggest clubs in the world, Liverpool, so we shouldn't judge him too much. But he didn't really make any errors. He looked really comfortable on the ball. He dealt with a tricky situation in midfield with Liverpool down to 10 men really well. He controlled the game, and I think that he will only get better with more and more time on the training pitch. Thankfully Liverpool have 1 week to train before the Newcastle game. My little worry is that still we look a little bit too open without a proper defensive midfielder, but hopefully with Endo in the side now, with Bajcetic being fit and hopefully Thiago coming back, our defensive midfield situation will improve. But I still think we need a proper powerhouse defensive midfielder in this team. Let me know what do you think in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinion. And a lot of people called for Darwin Nunez to start this game, but at the moment, with Jota scoring pretty much in every game, with Salah and Diaz scoring in almost every game, you can't really blame Jurgen Klopp for not starting Darwin Nunez. Again, Diaz, Salah, Jota scored just like when they played together in pre-season. They scored in almost every game that they played. Gakpo is struggling in this midfield role, so I think as soon as Endo can start with Szoboszlai, and that's the problem. If McAllister is suspended for Newcastle, who starts in that left-sided midfield role? I think Gakpo will still be there, but he's not a midfielder. His best position is further up the pitch. He doesn't really look comfortable as a midfielder. I think he should be playing maybe as a false 9 up front against Newcastle, but it's hard to argue against Jota because Jota is, when he's in front of goal, is absolutely lethal. But maybe away from home against one of the strongest teams in the league, Newcastle, even though they are not a big team yet, they are on the verge of being a big team with the signings that they made and the money that they have. We need to take Newcastle away very seriously. It's one of the toughest games of the season, so maybe I would start Gakpo up front with Salah on the right, Luis Diaz on the left. But then who plays in that left-sided midfield role? Now that McAllister is suspended, Szoboszlai and Endo will start the Newcastle game, but who will be the third midfielder? That's the big question. My hunch is that Jota will start up front and Gakpo in midfield, but that's not our best lineup, I think. I would maybe start Curtis Jones if he's back fit, or Thiago if he's back fit in that left-sided midfield role. But at the moment, I think our best team would be Endo in the middle, McAllister on the left, Szoboszlai on the right, and Diaz left winger, Salah right winger. And the striker position, it's between Jota, Gakpo and Darwin Núñez. At the moment, depending on which team we play against, we will select different strikers, I think, for different tactical setups, different roles. But I think Liverpool will keep persisting with this box midfield. With Endo and Trent Alexander-Arnold in there, I think we will look much more solid defensively. But Trent also needs to improve defensively because he made some big mistakes today, but he was also great going forward. But still, defensively, Trent Alexander-Arnold's performance is a little bit worrying. But that inverted role for Trent, it still needs tweaking, because I still don't think Liverpool are as solid defensively as we want to be. Bournemouth caused us quite a few problems today, but as long as we are winning games, I'm happy. And of course, Man United losing to Tottenham is also a great result for any Liverpool fan, so I'm smiling and I'm going to bed happy today. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.